49er rush. Niners all day. Let's bring 6 home, baby. Let's go.
I love it, man.
It's time for the 49ers Rush Podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, faithful? It is absolutely incredible to be with you, and the bye week is over. Thank God, right? Like, life is better when we have 49ers football. Even when the 49ers have a rough outing and it doesn't go over well and whatever, fill in the blank, I don't care. I want football. That's what we're here for. And we've got 5 down. We got 12 left minimum. Now we're fighting for more. Now, today's going to be a fun episode because I've got a lot of stuff that I really want to talk about. And we're going to kind of use the John Lynch interview with NBC and Matt Mayoko as some launching points. Now, as always, if you have questions, I want questions. I want to spend some time because we don't usually get to do this. Usually after a game, I have so many notes that I don't get through half of my notes. In another part of my life, maybe next year, I'll be able to do more shows. And I don't know. We'll see what that looks like because I never get to cover what I want to cover. But today is great because we didn't have a game. We don't have like detailed, notes and stuff from press conferences and all those things. No. Here's what I want. I want us to dig in. I want us to get deep. I want us to wrestle with a lot of these issues that are on the forefront of our imagination, with our thoughts. We're 2-3. The 49ers are 2-3 currently. 49ers are a game out of the playoffs, like whoop-de-doo. 12 games left. We're fine. Now, our division, that's not so fine. Our division's just stupid. I put this out there, and I usually do this every single week, where I go through and I talk about, the different divisions' records, okay, and kind of what that looks like. And it usually gets bad because the NFC West every single time is all the way at the top of the list, okay? Now, this was before Monday Night Football. Now, the Monday Night Football game, let's see here. The Titans Titans won. They beat the Bills, so that's going to affect it a little bit. Let's start at the bottom, okay? These are the divisional records of every division. AFC South, 7-16, dead last. AFC East, 8-14. Now, they lost. AFC East, the Buffalo Bills lost, so that's 8-15 now. NFC East, 10-14. Always been a trash division. Still is a trash division. That's never going to change. Even with the Cowboys, overtime win over New England, still trash. The whole division's trash. NFC North, 11-13. Now we're getting somewhere, right? And then we get to the top 4 divisions, and this is where the powerhouses live. AFC West, 14-10, and the majority of those losses, we know who they are, right? It's the Kansas City Chiefs. NFC South, 13-9. AFC North, 15-9. And at the very, very top, the NFC West, 15-8. So, yes, our future is fine. We control our own destiny. There's no doubt about it. Even winning the division, even though the odds are stacked completely against you. I'm not out here trying to say, 49ers are going to win the division. That's not what I'm saying. And no, I don't think we're done. Barack, he says, we are done, John. Why? We're not done. We have plenty of football left. Now, this game coming up is huge because you have these 2 teams that are both in kind of a deficit area. Colts are kind of picking it up a little bit. They're playing some good football, recently, which is great. I actually like the Colts just because I see them. DeForest Buckner, obviously. We're going to get a lot of that talk this week. That's fine. I love those things. I usually pull for them almost every single time whenever they're playing, despite a couple of teams. But whenever you look at this is a big game, okay? Not trying to downplay this game at all. The 49ers are 4-point favorites. 4 points. You get 3 points for being at home. So Vegas and the money's sitting there telling us 49ers are a better football team than the Colts. And I would be willing to argue, I always get asked to be on, other podcasts, which is awesome. I love that. This year I've had to turn every single one of them down, which breaks my heart. Like, I'm one of those people that's like, all right, seize the day. People want to talk to me about football. This is great. I can't do it this year with just all the jobs and everything that's going on. I'm a mess. But I'm telling you right now, 49ers are better than the Colts. They're better. Now, are they going to win that game? That's up for debate. That's a debate we can have. And, Fred Warner, he had the awesome quote a while ago that basically said this: talent doesn't win games, execution does. And that's where the 49ers have a problem. That's where the 49ers have a problem. Now, I want to jump in, and I thought this was interesting. Last episode I went through and detailed individually where all of the players ranked amongst other people at their positions, right? Like Trent Williams, like where he's at, he's number 1 amongst tackles, things like that. Fred Warner, I think he was 33rd amongst linebackers, things like that. Now what I want to do is overall groupings, okay? Where the offensive pass blocking ranks, where the defensive run defense ranks. And again, this is all Pro Football Focus, not set in stone, but it's a launching point for a conversation that I think is important. And whenever you look at the 49ers and you look at the overall team rating, this is special teams, 5 different categories on defense, 6 different categories on offense, all those things combined, the 49ers are the 18th best team in the league. Right smack dab in the middle, a little below average. 16, 17 is average. 18, just out of the race, right? 7 teams get in for each division. Or each conference, 7 AFC, 7 NFC because of the new rules with the playoff structure. We're right outside looking in. So you win a couple more than you lose on the backstretch, you're going to get in. I'm telling you that right now. 10-7 team, you're getting in. Yeah, you get to 10 wins. Now, the offense as a whole, we rank 18th. Right there again. So, as we go through this, keep in mind, where's our record? At the end of the day, you are what your record says you are. We can go through all these stats, and it's interesting. I think it opens up different windows and perspectives into why the 49ers are in the position they're in. But again, the record, 2-3, yeah, we definitely should have won those games, but we didn't. That's who you are. That's 18th. Now, our overall passing game, okay, all passing game, this one you got to go way down. Way down. Overall, our passing game, listen to this, 28th in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. That ain't going to get it. We're ahead of Jacksonville, rookie quarterback. We're ahead of the Washington football team with Heineke. We're ahead of the Jets, rookie quarterback. We're ahead of the Steelers, the ghost of Ben Roethlisberger, or the fat, overweight skeleton of Ben Roethlisberger's out there, not doing too much good for whatever. And then the 49ers. That's where we are. Teams like the Texans and the Bears are ahead of us. The Detroit Lions are ahead of us in the passing game. We've had a lot of issues, whether that's interceptions, whether that's dropped passes, whether it's sacks, pressures, all those things we're missing on. Now, our pass blocking grade, this one's the biggest head scratcher. And I started diving into the individual scores of the teams around us, and then it made more sense. We are 7th in the NFL in pass blocking. Now, I know you guys, what in the Mike McGlinchey are you talking about, right? And I get that. I totally get that. And I'll say this. The reason why our grading is so high is because we have 2 elite pass blockers. Trent Williams is off the freaking charts high, so that tilts it, and so does Lakin. Now, yes, we have Mike McGlinchey and Daniel Brunskill who've been atrocious. There's no doubt about that. But our highs are so freaking good with Trent Williams that it's just boosted us up. So that's where we are, 7th there. So receiving wise, we're still, relatively, okay, 19th, right around average. Running game, and this is where we should be dominating, 21st. And we could play the what if game, and we'll talk about this in a little bit later. But when Mostert went down, that hurt us. That hurt us bad. And so then it's all right, Mostert's down, but we still have Elijah Mitchell, right? We got that. That's fine. Nope, he goes down. Then it was all hell breaks loose because then you still had Hasty. He got hurt the same time. So you went from having a formidable, kind of 1-2 punch, even with your leftovers. Jeff Wilson's out, Mostert's out, all those guys are out. To having, I'm telling you right now, Trey Sermon's not trusted. He got 2 snaps. He's healthy this week. He got 2 snaps. It's Elijah Mitchell's show, baby. JaMycal Hasty's coming back off IR. This is great news. We're not going to get any practice reports on JaMycal Hasty because they don't have to release those because technically he's still on IR. You don't have to. You just opened up the 21-day practice window. Kyle Shanahan likes to ninja the roster moves, right? He doesn't like detailing any information. He wants to keep it all close to the vest. You're not going to get one peep of JaMycal Hasty news this week. But if you're a fantasy football player and he's still out there, waivers process today, go get your boy. I'm telling you right now, worst case with JaMycal Hasty, he's the third down back. Best case for JaMycal Hasty is he might get those snaps in front of Elijah Mitchell, or at least 1A, 1B type thing. That's best case scenario. I think Elijah Mitchell will be out there first. I think JaMycal Hasty goes out there second and will be the third down back moving forward. But again, man, Kyle Shanahan, you can't jump off of the running game train because you don't feel confident in your pieces that you have. Whether that's Trey Lance, whether that's Trey Sermon, I don't care. They got to play. They got to play. You got to do what you're here for. And so that's been an issue for me. Run blocking wise, again, we're really high. We're fifth. A lot of that's George Kittle. Again, the elite of the elite. George Kittle run blocking, Trent Williams run blocking, even Mike McGlinchey run blocking, he has high grades. Yes, he has those misses, but usually in the run game, McGlinchey nails those. So that's the offense. Top 5, that's our highest rated anything, is in run blocking. But it's not transpiring to the run game because we're not trusting our running backs. We're not trusting our scheme. We're not doing those things. And so, we're running Kyle Juszczyk on, whatever out of the spread formations. That's just not what gets it done. Now let's jump over to the other side of the ball. Defensively, we are 13th overall if you just look at overall ranking. And if you look at the last couple of weeks, you're saying BS. But remember, we had a couple of those really bad games. Run defense-wise, we're 11th. All right, cool. Right outside the top 10. Tackling, this is our highest rated defensive trait. We're number 6. That's huge. Go back to where, again, Robert Saleh, his year 1, his year 2. Man, we had so many missed tackles. Even when we traded for Quan, right? So many missed tackles. We just didn't have, I don't think we traded for Quan. We just signed him. But sorry about that. I missed that one. But again, we're number 6 there. And our best tackler, he's coming back soon, baby. Dre Greenlaw. Best tackler in the NFL from the linebacker position. Not even close. Pass rush, we're down a little ways. We got 22nd. We got 2 guys, and that's it. We've got Nick Bosa, who's being double-teamed at a higher rate than almost any other player in the NFL. And then we have Eric Armstead, who can get pressures and nothing else. Outside of that, nothing. D Ford, nothing. Yeah, he's got those 3 sacks. That's awesome. But that was several weeks ago, and he has been a non-factor since then. And so that's an issue. Coverage-wise, we're 10th in coverage. A lot of that's our linebackers. A lot of that's our safeties, not our outside corners. So that's where coverage is. In special teams, this is good. This is good, good, good. We're 11th. Probably the biggest takeaway, the biggest positive of all these rankings, this last one, I'm going to be done with rankings, is special teams. It should be higher, but we had those 2 terrible games that cost us because of all the special teams mistakes. You remember all that crap? So you take that for what you want. You look at that, you reassess it, and all right, that gives us a snapshot. That lets us see where we are. Now, before we move forward with kind of talking John Lynch and all those things, real quick word from my bookie, baby. Is there anything better than sweating out a fourth quarter win and coming away with cash in your pocket? Well, at MyBookie there is. Make your first deposit and receive double, twice as much, your money before you ever even place a bet. You double your money at MyBookie. That's a dollar for dollar match on whatever you throw down up to $1,000. Now, with that extra scratch, you can get all in on the biggest games of the week, including the Sunday night matchup, Buffalo versus Kansas City, or if you want to bet the 49ers versus Cardinals. There's so much action over there. And as if you needed any other reason to head to mybookie.ag to celebrate the start of Major League Baseball playoffs, go Giants, MyBookie is hosting a $20,000 blackjack tournament for free. Did you hear that? $20,000 blackjack tournament for free. Winning season's here, so get in the game. Get to mybookie.ag now. Use promo code 49ers, 49ERS, to get your double deposit bonus. Or you can scan the QR code on the screen right now. Again, that's promo code 49ERS. So you can double your funds to double your winnings. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with my bookie. All right. Now, I love this. Brock says this. He says, need your address, John. I got a used Gabbert jersey I want to send you. I would pay money for that jersey to never be worn by another human ever again. I've cataloged. I don't like Blake Gabbert. I don't like him as a person. I don't like him as a player. I don't like that dude. I don't like him at all. He was a terrible teammate when the team needed him and all that crap that was going on. He sucks. I hate that dude. I hate that he wore our jersey. Like there's a short list of players I do not like. Gabbert's on there. So Brock, I will pay you to make sure that jersey is no longer. That needs to disappear from the face of the earth. We need to start like a Blaine Gabbert fund where we like purchase or like find a way to locate every single Niners Gabbert jersey and just like make it disappear. This needs to be wiped from the face of the earth. Do not like that guy at all. Luke, want to say thanks for the gift, man. He says, tattooing a client and listening. Cheers, John. What's up, man? I love it. Hopefully I don't say anything to mess up that guy's tat. And if you get a little extra time or if they go ahead and conk out because of the pain or whatever, just put Stay Strong Faithful on their back in really big flame letters. That's what we need to be doing right there. Now, Luke goes on to ask, he says this, we beat the Colts. Jimmy comes back with a little fire in his belly, guiding the run game. Defense is on. Oh, I love it. We will do our full kind of scouting report predictions episode and stuff later on in the week, but I do like those predictions, my friend. That is awesome. Now, let's jump into Lynch on NBC with Matt Mayoka, and there's some handful of quality quotes that I want to talk about, okay? This is the first one. Okay, and it was kind of, again, I can't pull the audio off of that because it's under copyright. I tried, I got rejected, so I have to just read them to you old-fashioned style. Sorry about that. It's just what it is. So the first question was kind of on the result of the team, the idea of the team, where you're at, state of the franchise, despite the record, all those things. This is John Lynch, quote, good news, we have the ability to go and win those games. The bad news is there have been a lot of self-inflicted wounds keeping us from winning those said games. Talking about the last 3 losses. Now, those last 3 losses were against 3, man, I don't know, not Hall of Fame. Well, Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Fame. Russell Wilson, Hall of Fame. He'll be there. And then Kyler Murray's playing at an MVP level. We'll see about the Hall of Fame if they get booster seats. But here's the deal. Whenever you look at this, and I'll say this as well. You know, there was another quote that I pulled later on at a different question, but I love it. Lynch quoted Belichick, and I don't like Belichick, but I've heard this quote before, and I don't know if this is Belichickian quote where it started, but I've heard Belichick say it a few times as well. Quote, in order to win, you got to first stop yourself from losing, end quote. That's huge, and that's where the 49ers are. They're good enough to win these games, and they section together, you know, where we get 5 3-and-outs in a row against an elite quarterback and an elite offense. You get, you know, you shut down whatever. It's happened multiple times. You hold Kyler Murray to 1 yard. To 1 yard. That's winning performances, but we don't string it together. Special teams cost us 2 games, right? We had the fumbled kickoff return. Then we screwed up the next return because it bounced weird and whatever else. We got terrible field position. It was awful. Now, obviously, there's more contributing factors than that. But those 2 games were sharply affected on a 1-score game by special teams. Then our field goal kicker gets hurt in warmups. Oh, my gosh. You know, strains his groin. That killed us right there. Then you had a missed field goal with your punter. You got to go for 2 when you don't want to. It's bad. Turnovers, good Lord. Turnovers for sure. We have 7 on offense. I don't even count special teams ones. Penalties, we have 8 defensive pass interference. Just a killer. And they're not even like small ones. A lot of those on critical third downs. And that went on to be scoring drives and again in 1-score games. You take away these little things that happen, the record changes. So you can't do anything about the past. But you can't fix the present or the future without understanding what got you where you are. And I love that John Lynch is recognizing that. When the GM of a franchise can say critical situations were missing. When you can say that, okay, what are those critical situations? Converting 3rd and 4th downs. We haven't done well. Drops on third down from vets. That's a problem. McGlinchey, anytime there's a big play needed, why are we running to the right ever? I don't know. Like, that's a problem. Throwing to the right, you got to chip for them. Forcing turnovers from the defense. Defense has been great. Really has been. The one big red flag, no turnovers. We have 2 turnovers on the season in 5 games. That ain't going to do it. Like, we're close to the bottom of the league. What's our overall ranking? Let's see here. We're 31st. We're 31st in the NFL in turnovers. Forced turnovers by defense. Turnover margin is one of the largest predictors of win-loss records, anything in the NFL. Like, that's not a new thing. That's just the way that it is. And if you don't win games, if you don't force turnovers, you're not going to win a lot of games. That's just reality. And we're not there yet. And then digging yourself into a hole, which we do so often on drives. We'll go out there and get a false start. We'll go out there and get a holding penalty. And so we're starting drives 1st and 15, 1st and 20. That's not how we're made to work. We're an efficient offense. We're not an explosive offense. That's not what we're designed to do, right? Look at Jimmy Garoppolo. Dink and dunk, stay ahead of the change, positive run game, get your first downs, and be efficient. Hard to do that on 1st and 20. That's just not what it is. It's not what it is. Anyway, let's see here. And, oh, man, I want to talk about this because I think I'm excited about this. We are going to start, man, for those of you who've been with the 49ers Rush podcast for a minute, y'all remember the hot mic days? I love that, man. The broadcasting, the game. A lot of people have been asking, I'm killing myself this year with coaching and teaching and doing the podcast and the family stuff and all that. But it's Sunday night football. We got Sunday night football this week. And I want to find a way. And so I did. We got this going, baby. Now listen to how we're going to do this, okay? So please pay attention right now. I can't let you listen to Chris Collinsworth. I can't let you do it. It's not right. Why do I have this voice and podcast and all these equipment if I can't even stop these amazing listeners and subscribers from listening to Chris Collinsworth? So, in honor of that, for Sunday Night Football, we'll see how it goes. We're going to be live for 4+ hours, baby. So, when the game comes on, you turn the TV on, you hit that damn mute button with authority, you turn us on YouTube, you listen to us, okay? So, you pull it up on your phone. However, again, for you people, I probably shouldn't say that. For the people that just listen traditionally podcast methods, come on now, I need your help. Go to YouTube. This is where we're going to be doing it at, okay? Go to YouTube. Type in John Chapman, 49ers Rush, any of those things. We're going to pull up. Hit subscribe, okay? And then turn on the alerts. You don't have to turn on the alerts, but it'd help us if you do. And join us. We're going to be live the whole football game. I'm going to be bringing a special someone on. Going to be a little bit of a mystery, but I promise you're going to like him. And we're going to be just talking and hanging out through the game. So it's not going to be so much play-by-play and stuff like I've done in the past, which the NFL has flagged me for. But, man, I'm not sitting on the sidelines. I don't like that. I want to provide a service that a lot of people have requested and begged for, and the NFL shut us down. But hey, we could do a hangout. We could talk football. I'm not allowed to do play-by-play. I've already got the cease and desist, whatever. I can't do anymore there. But we are going to talk 49ers football. We're going to talk what's happening on the TV live, okay? So again, Sunday Night Football, turn the TV on, pull your phone out, computer out, whatever, turn our volume up. Turn that freaking mute the TV. I can't. Friends don't let friends listen to Chris Collinsworth. Am I wrong there? Am I wrong? I don't know. Like, am I the only one that whenever he talks, I just like rub my face like this? Like, I can't believe the things that he says. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Again, I'm biting off more than I can chew. Stop me if that's the first time I've ever done that, literally and figuratively. But yeah, we're going to do it, baby. So we're going to be live Sunday. Come join us, baby. I'm excited. This is the first time I announce it. I'll let you guys know later on as well. We're going to be live. And again, we'll be live for 4 hours, not stopping us from doing our 49ers therapy report right after the show. So, man, you're going to get 5 hours of Chapman. It's going to be a good time. So we got a lot of stuff to look forward to. Now, let's talk QBs because I think this is huge. Red Eye. Hold on. Timeout. Red Eye says, what the hell is #CC? #CC is the countdown crew. every single time people do hashtag CC, they get entered into giveaways, which we're going to do another giveaway. We got 2 giveaways coming up at the end of the month. So every single time they hashtag CC, they get entered in. Countdown Crew, you have to do it the first 90 seconds of each video. That's why we tell you to hit subscribe, turn the alert on. So we're doing it 1 giveaway at the start of, the next month. And then also, we have, I think, 297 Patreons. As soon as we hit 300, I'm giving away a full freaking fledged jersey with the patch and all that stuff sewn on for my Patreon members, and that's going to be on there. So it's going to be a prediction thing of a 49ers game, whoever gets that. That's Patreon only. So if you haven't already, head over there, patreon.com, type in 49ers Rush Podcast, join us. Once we hit 300, which hopefully we'll hit that today, we're going to be giving away a jersey over there. So I'll do like a prediction or something for the game, first touchdown score or something along those lines. So that's the hashtag CC. We do monthly giveaways, and then also we do extra giveaways over on Patreon. And obviously, we do all of our all 22 breakdowns, which I saw somebody threw this in there earlier, and I appreciated that. Man, I missed it. I'm scrolling back through the chat. Yeah, San Francisco 49ers Report, which does a hell of a show as always. If you haven't subscribed to them, head over to there, San Francisco 49ers Report. Great show, does great things, but they put on there John's all 22 breakdowns, greater than. I freaking love it, man. I appreciate the support, and I support your show as well, man. Great job. 49ers so spoiled. Y'all are spoiled, and I freaking love it. You know, I was talking with Nick over with Nothing But Niners. We chat quite a bit. Good dude. Like, it's not a competition between us. And yeah, there's a lot of 49ers podcasters and whatever you want to call us. And I think that's a great thing because you get to kind of find and pick your poison and what, you enjoy and don't enjoy and things like that. But man, it's not a competition. And I know a lot of you guys, because I'm guesting on all those shows, I see the same names show up for all those other shows. And I love it, man. Bring it out. I love it. And a big reason why I do all these community events like the 49ers Rush Road Trip when we're going to Chicago. Man, we had Eric Crocker, right? We had Jason Aponte. We had Crystal Peachy from Nitty Gritty Niners. We had Mike. We had Nick from Nothing But Niners. Like, people just coming out all over the place. In Chicago, man, we got another big haul. Vish is going to be coming out, which is awesome. Plus a lot of those names I just mentioned. In Los Angeles, when we're going out there, we got people coming out too. So if you want to meet and hang out with these people, 49ers Rush Road Trip, that's going to be the spot. All right, now let's jump over. Let me get a drink. I'm going a little long today. Let's talk about the quarterback situation. Let's go into what Lynch said on the quarterback situation, which it's kind of on the forefront of all our mind. We're going to talk about this. Quote, this is John Lynch. Quote, we are in a good position. Jimmy has raised his play. What? Okay, let's pause there. End quote. We'll jump back in this. What the hell? What? Like, whenever I saw this, I was like, help me understand. You look at Jimmy Garoppolo this year, and this isn't going to be a Jimmy G, whatever. Like, we're not slamming Jimmy G. He has not improved this year whatsoever. He's been 2-2. 66 completion percentage. No, that's not good. 5 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. That's legit. That's on par with where he has been. But 7.8 yards per attempt. All right, that's decent. 9's where you want to be. 7.8, a little bit low. Quarterback rating, 96.9. QBR, this is probably the biggest, roughest stat that he has, is a 50.3. Now, if you don't know what QBR is, it's 0 to 100. 50 is a replacement level quarterback. He's got a 50.3. Been sacked 6 times. You want to put that on him or not? I don't care. Jimmy has not raised his play. That hasn't happened. So I don't know where he got that, and I know that you have to kind of like whatever, but he has not done that. So I didn't like that. I don't like that. Now, back to John Lynch's quote. Okay, quote, when Trey played, we saw a lot of positive things. There's a lot of room for growth. The future is bright for Trey. And then he goes on to say this later on in this quote. Nothing is more important than finding the way to beat the Colts. Let me just break the end quote. Let me break that down for you. Jimmy Garoppolo is the starter once again. There's no doubt about that. The Trey Lance knee sprain and not being at practice today, yeah, that doesn't help. But Trey Lance had the opportunity. We've been saying this, a lot of people, a lot of podcasts. Trey Lance is starting week 1. We're trading Jimmy Garoppolo. And I'm like, man, I don't see it. There's no market for it. Who wants him? Who wants that contract? Plus, this front office loves veteran players. They love them. Kyle Shanahan loves veteran players. Okay? Then on top of that, let's go further. I kept saying, week 11, I think, is whenever everything gets turned over to Trey. But then Jimmy got hurt early. And we said all along, this was going to be an organic transition, meaning Jimmy's going to play bad or he's going to get injured. Trey's going to step in. And it was built for that. Now, Trey played fine. He didn't play bad. Obviously, the interception, had to sell a couple passes, missed a couple line reads, things like that, whatever. But he was a rookie. He's 21, whatever. I don't care about that. But he didn't do enough to seize the position. Maybe if he would have won the game, made some of those 4th downs, whatever, we could play that. It's the what-if game. I don't care. What I do know is this. Trey did not do enough to take the job. Do I think Trey Lance should be starting if he is healthy? Yes, I do. I'm not Kyle Shanahan. Probably for a good thing. Maybe not. I don't know. But Jimmy Garoppolo is going to start. There's no doubt about that. And later on, whenever he got pressed for this, right? So Matt Mayoko's doing this interview, and Matt Mayoko says this, what has to happen for the transition to trade to take place? This is what John Lynch said. He listens to the podcast, by the way. Quote, I think that will play itself out, end quote. Meaning, it sure as hell hasn't happened yet. Will it happen later on? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see there. I'm sticking with my Week 11 prediction. Why change it now? I'm just sticking with it. I want Jimmy Garoppolo to play well. I like Jimmy Garoppolo. I think that he is an above-average quarterback that whenever he's surrounded by talent can win games efficiently. That's what the 49ers need right now. But what I do not want, I don't want Trey Lance sitting on the bench. We saw in Week 1, Trey Lance getting brought in. I think he got 6 snaps. Like, okay, cool. Let's do some more of that. I want more than 6 snaps. I'm going to be greedy. I want kind of 10 to 15 snaps, maybe 10 to 20 snaps. Probably not going to happen. But Jimmy Garoppolo starting this game. If there was a bet who's going to be under center first, I would put down my mortgage, my house note. Jimmy Garoppolo starting. I'm telling you right now. I don't care. Even the knee sprained, it's happening. Okay, Jimmy Garoppolo is back at practice full today. Trey Lance was not. Jimmy Garoppolo starting, but you have to get him reps. You cannot sit him back and just do freaking scout team quarterback reps. You can't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, let's see here from, man, I can't read that. Lynn Rat. I'm sure I messed that up. Anyway, John, are you going to be calling the games again? Yes, I'm going to be calling the games, but it will not be play-by-play. I'm sure I'm going to do some of that just because I can't help myself, but I'm not allowed to call it play-by-play. Yes, we are going to be live Sunday for multiple hours for this game. Friends do not let friends listen to Collinsworth. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Won't do it. I should play the old Singletary. Yeah, I want winners. Anyway, now let's move on and let's talk about Brandon Ayuk. And this probably got the most play on social media, right? When he was asked about Brandon Ayuk, here's what John Lynch had to say. Quote, he is extremely talented, but sometimes you run into some speed bumps. He did with his health in training camp. We still believe in Brandon. He goes on, says a couple other things, but in quote. So there's a lot there, right? Like, he's extremely talented, okay? Basically what that means let me tell you, coach speak right now, okay? Talented means you haven't done it yet. It's like potential. Whenever I tell a kid, a player, man, you're really, really talented. What I'm telling that kid is, this is up to you if you're going to be good or not. Because you're not good. If I tell you you're talented, you're not good. There's a big difference between talented and good. Talented means you can, means you haven't. And that's what John Lynch is doing right now. Hey, he's extremely talented, but sometimes you run into speed bumps. He did with his health in training camp. Well, he's healthy now. I mean, we talked a lot about snap counts last week, all these different things that are kind of going on there and whatever. But listen to me whenever I say this. Brandon Ayuk will be a factor in this offense. There's no choice. And I could buy everything that John Lynch says, like, okay, we still very much believe in Brandon and all that stuff. Okay, cool. Snap counts say yes. And again, there's lots of stuff on Twitter about the amount of separation. He's not getting a lot of separation. We're seeing that in his targets. Even his targets, he's completely covered, but he's still making plays. That's fine, but here's my problem, okay? If you believe in Brandon Ayuk, you don't take him out of the game for Travis Benjamin. That is bad. If you take him out of the game for somebody like Juwan Jennings, Trent Sherfield, I don't like it, but okay. I get it. I understand that. Not the ghost of Travis Benjamin. No, and I'm not trying to bag on Travis Benjamin. He's a replacement level veteran that hasn't played football in a very long time. But he's part of the Kyle Shanahan loyalty program, back with the freaking Browns and whatever else, 2013, figure out all those things, whatever else. Makes me mad. Get that crap out of my head. So anyway, you kind of talk about that right there. Now, let's go into draft misses, because there's a lot to talk about here. Ambry Thomas, okay, let's start with him. This is the quote on Ambry Thomas from John Lynch. Quote, "We are very encouraged with what we are seeing with Ambry. He was quite ready. He wasn't quite ready at the start of the season. We are hopeful at some point he will help us this season," end quote. That's just like a total wish-wash. You know, it's word salad. Not a lot to take there, right? That's kind of where Ambry Thomas is. It's a redshirt year for him. Didn't play football last year because of COVID, and if you know anything about his health history and all that stuff, 100% do not have an issue with that. He's a Peters guy, right? So he's an Adam Peters guy. So for the people that are out there saying, "Oh, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch can't draft," that wasn't their guy. This is Adam Peters, the president of the scouting and all that kind of stuff. That's Ambry Thomas' pick. Not to say Lynch and Shanahan didn't have some say-so in it, but that doesn't fit that narrative, okay? Now, get this. This is a good quote. He goes on to talk about the misses, okay? And he says, quote, "You have to study yourself in the league and say what worked and why, or this didn't work and why. We involve our coaching staff a lot," end quote. We'll talk about this later on. No freaking shit. Who hired John Lynch, right? We get into these debates like the chicken before the egg. Listen to me. Kyle Shanahan before John Lynch. And it's not like, oh, this is, Lynch's show or whatever. No. I'm telling you right now, it's Kyle Shanahan's show. We involve the coaches a lot. Yeah, I guarantee you. Kyle Shanahan is the coach. Kyle Shanahan is the offensive coordinator. Kyle Shanahan is the play caller. Kyle Shanahan is the general manager. Understand that. Now, John Lynch handles a lot of the day-to-day and whatever else, but whenever it comes to the draft, I guarantee you this. If Kyle Shanahan says no, they're not drafting him, especially early. And all the people out there saying, "Oh, Kyle Shanahan wanted Mac Jones." You are a moron if you believe that. If you're listening to people say that, I'm sorry. I don't like calling names, so I apologize. I take that back, and nobody's going to remember me taking that back. That's okay. It's a live show. Listen to me. Kyle Shanahan hired John Lynch. That is a fact. That's not up for debate. So anybody that's saying, well, John Lynch really wanted Mac Jones, Kyle Shanahan really wanted Mac Jones, but the personnel said, "Sorry, Kyle, the guy who hired all of us, you don't get to make this most important decision." Man, you're out of your minds, guys. Come on. I understand, chasing narratives and trying to build whatever. Get that out of here. That is ridiculous. That's no, man. Just no. I could. This cracks me up. I think I have. Let me scroll through this. Here we go. Now, do I believe everything out of Kyle Shanahan's mouth? God, no. No coach would. Do I believe everything out of John Lynch? No. Do I believe everything out of my own mouth? Yeah. Sometimes I throw some stuff in there. This one, dude, I'm telling you. Listen to this clip. This is Kyle Shanahan talking about Trey Lance and when they fell in love with him.
In the last couple of weeks. Is that accurate?
No, it's not. We can go back to January for the timeline, which we don't have enough time to go all the way through. But this is something that started since our season ended and our evaluation of people, and starting with where we thought people were going to be available, going to people who we thought could be on the trade market, to everything. We've been very high on Trey since the beginning, since day one. And yes, the person everyone else is speculating about, we liked him too. But it was just, honestly, to go through this whole process where, no one has known, my friends, coaches, anybody, how John and I feel and how we felt this whole time. And we do that because you don't want to sway people in this building. You want everyone to just work their butts off and give you their honest info. And that's why we don't share at all how we felt about our conversations when we were on vacation, talking in the first 2 weeks of January about these quarterbacks and comparing them to NFL guys. And when we made the trade, we knew exactly where we were going, what we were doing. Now we want an opportunity to go and look at everybody. But I think just looking at this whole process, I think I was in Mexico the day we made the trade. And, within hours, there's at least 2 people who are out there speculating that their opinions are they think we're taking Mac Jones. And ever since then, I've kind of just watched every single person assume that was accurate and that those weren't opinions, those were facts. And we didn't feel that way from the beginning. I wouldn't have said there was no chance we wouldn't have. We were going to go through this process, and I would never have said it couldn't have ended up being him. But I know how we felt about Trey the whole time. And to watch that happen and to kind of watch everyone just assume, because a couple people say something, that's exactly how you feel. We weren't going to work to correct that at all.
Give me one piece of evidence. Give me one piece of evidence. And Roland, man, shout out to you, man. Roland says, narratives are folks without evidence. Man, that's beautiful, man. Find one piece of evidence why Kyle Shanahan wanted, or why he wanted a quarterback, whether it's Mac Jones or somebody else, and could not take him. Who in this organization is saying, sorry, Kyle, you're wrong. We're going to give you whoever you want. And Red Eye, man, I know you're new here, brother. I appreciate you, and I hope you stick around and, we can talk through some of this. You said Trey Lance was never worthy of a first-round pick. That is crazy talk, brother. How you come up with that after one start, man. And again, I have over 5.5 hours of film breakdowns on him at North Dakota State that would say otherwise. Is he a perfect one? No. But is he a very clean prospect? Yes. Does he have an amazing attitude? Yes. Does he have all the talent in the world and body type and arm strength and whatever? Yes. Is he one of the smartest quarterbacks in the draft? Yes. Does he have the perfect attitude? Yes. So, again, you could throw out Justin Herbert. I'm not arguing against Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's amazing. And you talked about how he was a first rounder. Yeah, there's a big difference between a 4-year starter at a premier program and a guy that didn't. But you cannot say Trance was never worthy of a first-round pick. If the 49ers did take Trey Lance third, that dude was going before Justin Fields no matter what. I'm telling you that right now. That's just the reality of the situation. So you can say whatever you want about that, and that's cool. We're allowed to disagree, and you could be dead set on, Trey Lance ain't it. That's cool. I know those people exist. I know they do. They're Mac Jones supporters. That's okay. Mac Jones is playing well. We knew Mac Jones was going to be good from the start. That was what he was bringing. But very, very low ceiling. Anyway, we'll see here. Yeah, Red Eye is a Seahawks fan. I'm seeing that in there. That's cool. I appreciate. Oh, what's up, Peachy? I gave you a shout out earlier. I don't know if you were with us, but appreciate you. Glad that you were here as always. Check out Nitty Gritty Niners. Awesome show. They do a great job over there. So anyway, let's jump back to this quote. I love it. Okay, so again, yeah, coaches are involved a lot. Now, here's where he goes next. This is John Lynch talking about the draft misses. End quote. What has been the common thread on when we hit and where we have gone wrong with where we missed? We have a good idea of what that is, but I think we're going to keep that in-house, end quote. So that's huge. So again, they're not naive to the fact that sometimes players work out. No. You go back and you analyze. Man, I'm small potatoes, right? This production, it's me, it's one-man shop, it's cottage industry. I go back and try to figure out, okay, what gets picked up, what doesn't, where's the volume at, what gets the most comments, things like that. And I try to figure these things out. It's just me with 3 jobs at the same time and a family and all these things. Guarantee you a billion-dollar industry like the 49ers are going to spend time self-scouting and going back through and rehashing and paying attention to why things work or why they don't. So that's great news. I love hearing that. And, you know, he gave a little peek later on into this. And we're going to jump back into this with injuries later on. So this part, we have to kind of like hit the pause button, and we're going to jump back to this later. But the next was a question that was asked by Matt Mayoko. And again, I strongly recommend go listen to this. Great job. Mayoko doesn't even know who I am, but that's okay. It's a good show. Just NBC on their YouTube channel. Type in John Lynch. You'll see it. Mayoko asked this question on later players outperforming the earlier picks that we have this year, right? So the best players in this draft so far, Elijah Mitchell picked several rounds after Trey Sermon. You have Jalen Moore picked several rounds after Aaron Banks. And again, also Demo picked several rounds after Ambry Thomas. So you have these three different positions where you pick two guys. The later guy is performing better in every single situation so far. Now that could change, but that's kind of where we're at now, right? So this is what John Lynch had to say. Quote, yeah, it matters, but the ultimate thing is we don't care where you're drafted or if you're drafted at all. It is really important that the Aaron Banks of the world become players. Aaron Banks is going to be a great player for us moving forward. This is funny. Danny Brunskill, he called him Danny. Danny Brunskill is a tough player to beat, end quote. So I'm like, all right, John, I'm with you. And then he just takes a turn. Like he zigged when he should have zagged there. Don't bring Daniel Brunskill, who I think is a very, very good utility offensive lineman. I love that he's on our team. The problem is I don't think that he's a quality starter at the right guard position unless he's playing Aaron Donald. That's it. He plays great against Aaron Donald somehow. Nobody else can figure it out. For some reason, he can't. So Aaron Banks, yeah, we'll see, man. It's going to take time. And it's a problem that he's been so bad. Now, the question was asked again, what have his challenges been? Listen to this. Listen to this. It's an issue. John Lynch, quote, Aaron's moved from left guard to right guard, and that has been a challenge. Trying to get his body honed in and ready for the NFL action, also an issue. I'm a firm believer that at some point this year, he will be out there this season helping us win games, end quote. Now, I will say this. It is hard to move from left to right. It's much easier to move from guard to tackle than it is left to right side. It's a different body. Like, I don't know how to equate this, but it's like you always eat with your right hand. Now you got to eat with your left hand. It takes getting used to because your predominant power foot, whether you're a basketball player and you go up for layup and you always jump off of one foot, switching that over the other one, that's difficult. You know, I've coached long jumpers and triple jumpers. Again, you have your power step, your power leap. And we spend the first day in jumpers, you know, when we get our jumpers, figuring out what that power one is. It usually is pretty natural, but like it matters your footwork. It matters in your kick slide. It matters those things. Usually NFL players can figure it out. Some people can do it really, really easily, but his weight has been an issue. That's a problem. Yeah, Newt. This is what I thought too. Newt, thank you. He says, you don't just beat out Cassius Marsh. Yes, like that's it, man. Like we have these players, and Daniel Brunskill's very good. He is a utility lineman who can play all 5 positions. Those are rare. But I don't think he's an NFL starter. I think he's a replacement level starter. And so you draft in the second round a guard to take that job. And we all pinned in that, yeah, Aaron Banks is going to be starting day one. I was guilty. You don't spend that draft capital whenever all those players on the board still, unless you believe this player to be a starter. Man, and look at the names. This is off the top of my head. Creed Humphrey was still there. Ugh. He's playing incredible for the Chiefs, and that bothers me. You guys all know I was a Creed Humphrey guy, right? Like, that's huge. Gregory Rousseau, still there. Had some health issues, whatever else. Now, ASJ was there when we first picked in the second round, but we traded back. He went a pick before us. That was an issue. Rondell Moore, still there. These are just the Chapman guys that I was screaming, pounding the table with. Like, those are the 3 guys that I really wanted. We missed them, but we can't do anything about that now. And is Aaron Banks a complete bust? No, I don't think so. You can't do that in 3 games. John Lynch even talked about this where he said, I didn't play for my first 3 years. That's the way the NFL used to be. You would come in and sit. Sit down, rookie. Not anymore. Not with the contracts and all the hype and all those things. No, rookies come in and play. unless you're the 49ers, rookies don't play. It's just different. It's different. Now, let's jump back over to the injuries. Here was the quote on the injuries, because 49ers are always impacted by them. I think we're on, even before the John Lynch era, 7 years straight now that we've been in the bottom 8 of injuries. 2021's looking like we're going to be pretty close to that currently. Oh, man. All right. I got to pause the show real quick. Red Eye, dude, I appreciate you, man. Don't come in here with, like, all this, like, nah, man. Lance is just calling Kaepernick. Oh, you even said, yeah, I'm sorry, man. You gone, bro. I ain't bringing that. He's out. He's out. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. You better than that. You want to compare a player to another player, that's cool. That crap ain't flying right here, man. That's not who we are. That's not 49ers Rush. You go back to your other podcast. You're not welcome here anymore, brother. So appreciate you. And if you want to come back, that's cool. But you're not going to be talking or having any comments. I'm sure I'll get no votes and all those 1 stars. That's okay. I ain't putting up with that shit, man. Get that crap out of here. Crap in, crap out. We're a positive community, building that football IQ, all those things. Hell no. That shit ain't flying, man. And y'all see people doing that stuff? Get that out of here. Yeah, bye, Felicia. All right. So let's go back and let's talk injuries. All right. Red Eye's injured right now. His pride's hurting on the sideline. All right, here's the quote. Injuries. John Lynch on injuries. Quote, early on, we tried to gain value out of guys that's been hurt. You find out that hurt guys stay hurt. You try to adjust some things, and hopefully that will pay dividends, end quote. Oh, man, this should have been the headline. But there was just so much to unpack with the 2 and 3, whatever else. Hurt guys stay hurt. All right, I'm cool with that. Now, I'm not sold on injury prone and whatever and like just labeling players like that. No, I don't think that's what we're looking for. But man, yeah, hurt guys stay hurt. And you look at the draft trajectory, you know, in the evolution since John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have been here. Like, yeah, I'm with you, man. There's a lot of that. You drafted a lot of guys that have been hurt a lot, and it didn't pan out. But I love this. You try to adjust some things, and hopefully that will pay dividends. And they did adjust things. This I agree with. You look at the 2021 draft class and free agent class that the 49ers brought in this year. There's no injury history with any of them besides Talanoa Hufanga. And they took him like super late in the 6th, right? Fifth round. Elijah Mitchell was 6th round. So every free agent they brought in, no injury history at all. Samson Ibaka, nothing, right? So like, and I also kind of felt like this is a shot at Jimmy Garoppolo. Now it's not Jimmy's fault. It's never a player's fault that they get injured. And we get upset because we like rely on them, whether it's Jason Verrett or Jimmy Garoppolo or go down through the list, whatever. It's not their fault. No player's trying to get injured. Well, some players do. I get that. That's a side issue. I don't want to talk about that now. But they're trying to stay healthy. They're trying to help their team because it's a meritocracy in the NFL. And if you perform well, you get paid well. And they're all trying to get paid and better their families. So when a player gets hurt and we get pissed off at the player, like, do you understand that dude just lost millions of dollars? Like, he's not doing it on purpose. And then you got Joe Schmo or Red Eye on Twitter, social media saying, this dude's a bum. And then they add him and they attack the family and all that stuff. Hell, dude, this dude just lost the job, his dream, because of an ankle injury or a calf or an ACL. Nobody does that on purpose. But there is trends in trajectory that you got to pay attention to. And Jimmy Garoppolo, again, he'll tell you. He said it in the press conference. He's so freaking sick and tired of getting injured. It's not like he's not working. George Kittle, he spent so much time this offseason working on ankle, knee, foot, all these things. And guess what? He gets a calf injury. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. But you can't, it's not the player's fault. But whenever you look at what the 49ers did in 2021, Trey Lance, no injuries. No injuries. None. Okay, Aaron Banks, no injuries. How many straight starts? I'd have to go back through my notes. He missed no starts because of injury. You look at our 3rd round pick, right? Banks. Yeah, No injuries. He did have, I think it was colitis or something like that, where he was in the hospital for a while. He fought through it, came back and played, even though he was like 30 pounds underweight. Like, this is another guy that just freaking played through everything. Now, he took off because of COVID. Again, he had some health concerns, not injury concerns, right? There's a big difference between those things. And again, he's been out there. He's been with us. But let's keep going through it, right? We've got time. Trey Sermon, he had one injury at Oklahoma, transferred, was a workhorse back, got all those things, no issue. Talanoa Hufanga, he had shoulder issues. He's been lights out. Demo, no injury issues at all. Jalen Moore, no issues. Elijah Mitchell, no issues. So, like, for the people that are like, oh, we keep drafting. No, dude, where's your evidence? Man, I got to go back. I forgot who said it again. I want to give him credit. Roland. Narratives are for people without evidence. Man, that is well said. Ooh, that's good. I'm gonna go visit Luna and get that tattooed across, maybe on my cheek, cover up this red patch right here. I don't know. Any of those things. Man, Collie. Kinlaw, should we be concerned? The consistency just isn't there. I think you're right, man. And yeah, we're in concerned territory. It's only second year, but we've seen two Kinlaws. We've seen Kinlaw really, really good, dominant in the run game. Then we've seen Kinlaw with this knee issue. Not dominant, not consistent. So are we in, concerned territory? Yeah, I think it's starting. You always want to wait 3 years, but the thing is, we've seen it from Kinlaw. We've seen Kinlaw be good. Now, is he a sack master and all those things? No. But he's a dominant run defender. And whenever Kinlaw has played well, Fred Warner has been the best linebacker in the NFL, hands down. When Kinlaw has played average or below average, Fred Warner, still a good linebacker, probably Pro Bowl level, not all pro level. This 49ers defense is not playing its best ball because Kinlaw is huge in this. One of those things that you kind of got to, figure out. You got to see that. And so I don't know. Let's see here. DeQuavius, he says, John, you think we had a shot at Watson? Maybe, but not once. Not once those rumors came out. Or I don't want to call them rumors. I'm not trying to whatever. Once the legal stuff came out, no. This front office has been a hard, fast no. Ever since Reuben Foster, and I think that was a huge turning point for this franchise. We ain't playing that game. And that's just a whole nother thing. Once you get in there, just no. So, yeah, I mean, we've shown we'll trade 3 first-rounders plus to go get a quarterback. Deshaun Watson, I was in love with him, man. That dude is a hell of a player and was an awesome person in his community. You can't take that away from him. All the stuff that he's done for, poor people and housing and things like that's incredible. But, yeah, now, no, there's no way. It's not there. So, you guys are awesome. Again, if you just paid attention or you just came in or you came in late, we're going to be live during the Packers game. Okay, so we're going to be live all game, talking some football. So come join us on YouTube. It's only on YouTube. So I need you to do me a favor. Okay, type in, go to YouTube. Everybody's got it. And you're like, I don't like YouTube. I want to listen to Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. I get that. I do the same thing. I listen to podcasts on Spotify. That's what I do as well. But be with us during the game. This is going to be awesome. I'm not sure we're going to keep doing this. So based on the turnout and the experience that the community has, we will continue this in the future or we will not. This is up to you guys. So I leave this in your hands, my amazing people. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you for everything, all of the support, the community, and for taking care of trolls like Red Eye. We don't do that crap around here. That's not who we are. You guys are amazing. And as always, stay strong, faithful.